Okay.
Oh wait, my finger was in the way.
Oh no, I think you can see them. There's 2 humans there. Okay. So you may have heard the saying that cooking is an art and while baking is a science. I'm Bridget Davis, and I grew up with a passion for cooking, but it took me a little while, and I've grown to love it, but baking is definitely a science. In order for me to like baking, I truly had to learn how it works and why it is a science. Now, they both serve as stress relievers for me for different reasons. To start, cooking is an art because you don't necessarily need a recipe. It's a little bit messy and you can deviate from different known recipes, which I think is really fun. If you have a general idea of flavors that go well together, I genuinely believe that you can easily create your own recipe from scratch. Just the other night, I decided to make my own pasta sauce. I considered it to be an art because it was wonderful for me to be able to take butter, garlic, tomatoes, onions, and basil and create a really delicious recipe. Cooking is mindless, but extremely satisfying because at the end of the day, you do get to create this really delicious food. Now, on the other hand, baking is definitely science. It involves chemistry and a structured recipe that is hard to deviate from. Baking has so many different minute details that it can be hard to master. I've always been envious of people who can throw together something that involves baking. It was hard for me in the beginning to follow the rules of baking because I did grow up cooking and being able to just throw things together and not really understanding that you really, really can't deviate from the recipe at all. I've learned to listen to each detail even when it seems a little unnecessary. If it says preheat the oven to 375, you need to preheat it to 375 degrees. If it says the butter must be room temperature, it must be room temperature. The subtle changes can impede the chemistry of all the ingredients. Baking takes time and no detail is less important. You can't just put a quarter cup when it calls for half cup. If you follow the rules, you can create delicious treats just like the one that Martha Stewart creates. A quick side note, I would recommend her website, marthastewart.com, because it has great baking recipes that are super easy to follow for beginners. It helps me to follow her recipes, and it helped me to get into baking in general. Baking and cooking both serve as great stress relievers. Cooking helps because I love to be able to create something that feels new and can be kind of messy. It also is a lot faster for me to throw together something from scratch for cooking instead of baking. On the other hand, baking is time consuming and you have to focus much more of your attention on that activity. If you're stressed out about something, baking can help because you can't focus on anything else. You must focus on which ingredients go in when. Cooking is an art because there's a beauty in the ability to take 5 ingredients and create a pasta sauce. Baking is a science because it involves chemistry, temperatures, because temperatures can impact how the ingredients interact with each other and can change the outcome of your recipe. In general, I would say that while baking is time-consuming, cooking can be fun because if you follow your instincts and go with your gut, you can create something delicious. So, baking is a science and chemistry, while cooking is an art. All right, do you guys have any questions?
Do they have any questions?
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Could you repeat that, please?
What's your favorite thing to cook? And what's your favorite thing to bake?
So, actually it goes together, my favorite thing to bake. Well, it's not really
Cook first.
baking. Okay, cooking first. I like making my own pasta sauces because I've been doing it for so long and it's kind of easy to just throw it together.
It smells so good.
And also, you can never go wrong with butter and garlic.
Sure. What's your favorite thing to bake?
I used to really like baking desserts, but it is really time consuming. So I'd say spaghetti. All right, that's all the time. Sorry.